Some new information dropped about Destiny 2 and the beta today via both IGN First and Bungie. Let's get into it. First up, and probably the biggest piece of info, was the IGN interview with Luke Smith and Mark Noseworthy. Luke revealed that some activities will have locked loadouts.
I want you to look into your golf bag before you start an activity and go like, oh, what should we bring to this? Because for some of those activities, you're going to be loadout locked once they start, which means you can't change.
We don't know the specifics of it, but traditionally lock loadouts will make it so you cannot change weapons or armor once an activity has started. This was very popular in World of Warcraft PvP since it meant once you knew what you were going up against, you could form a strategy and not have people change their weapons or armor to counter you trying to counter them. It made players focus more on actually playing instead of playing paper, rock, scissors with their items. It also happened in PvE where once an encounter started, you couldn't change your armor. Weapons were still very much free game though. This is a change that I can say I'm pretty happy about, as long as it's consolidated to the competitive PvP lists and raids. It's a fairly simple change that will allow for a lot more thought to go behind each map instead of just reacting to whatever your opponents are using. If you go into a match with a short-range loadout and then keep dying to someone who has a balanced loadout that can take care of longer ranges, then you are of course being properly punished for your decision. The only problem I can see happening is that maps have become solved. After enough hours, people will know what loadout X gives you the highest % chance of winning since it covers all of the engagement distances. This can be mitigated by map design, but it's still something that will inevitably happen. If anything, it also might increase the rate at which the community finds the loadout meta and its overall adoption. We'll have to wait and see how this change actually plays out. I, for one, am very excited to see it since it definitely rewards those that have put a little bit more time into the game to learn how their loadouts play into whatever activity they are about to do. The next piece of news regards the beta. In the weekly update, Bungie has let us know everything that will be available in the beta. For PvE, you will be able to do the homecoming missions and view its cinematics. The inverted spire will also be the playable strike during the beta. I'm going to look forward to exploring the hell out of that place, just so if I can see I can escape into the patrol area. For PvP, you will be able to play Countdown, one of the new PvP modes in Destiny 2, and Control, which you're probably more than familiar with at this point. On Sunday, July 23rd at 10 a.m. Pacific, they will open up the farm social space for 1 hour. I know this seems like a very short amount of time, but this is meant to show you the space, and the big point here, it's meant to stress test the ever-loving hell out of their servers. If everyone in the beta is suddenly trying to log into that, I imagine it will be a very fun time for the networking people at Bungie. Finally, for the beta, you will be able to play Sentinel Titan, Dawnblade Warlock, or Arcstrider Hunter. One thing to take note of, your character progress in the beta will not transfer over to the game. Clan support will also not be in the beta. The progression loot system will be in the game, but it won't represent what it will actually be like in Destiny 2. You'll get drops for killing stuff and completing activities, but it doesn't represent how you will actually progress in the full game. Some other little tidbits from the IGN First thing, in this little section we actually get to see the entire Nessus map. We can see some of the activities like public events flashing, and then we get to see a quick glimpse at what a treasure map actually is. We also see some of the rewards for public events and the icon and possible loot for adventures. Finally, this isn't really news, but I think it's the first time we've actually seen this particular weapon from a first-person point of view. If memory serves me correct, which it normally doesn't, so I could be way off here, this is an exotic scout rifle. I really like the styling of it since it reminds me of like a M1 Garand or an M14 rifle, some really slow, hard-hitting weapon. I really hope it is something similar to like Fate of All Fools, because I never really got to use that. No one did, and that was a really cool gun. That about does it for this video. If you found it helpful, a positive rating would be appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.